wanted to share when I first did my first social media profile on the internet. That's me in a Simpsons character. So I think that kind of represents that a lot of us, when we think of social media, we're like, I'm not going to share with you all my personal stuff. In fact, I'm going to give you a little bit of my business, and I'm going to give you my resume version. And that's pretty exciting, isn't it? So as it unfolded, I got a little more edgy, and actually I ended with, hey, I'm going to share some personal information, and I'm feeling a little more comfortable, but it wasn't where I started. So the question is, what is social media? You know, does anyone know? I summarize it like this. It's content. There's two types of content. Blah, 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 and then content. And social media is the way to distribute the blah, 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 and the content. So if you were going to start a business, would you start a business with the blah, 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 or are you going to talk about content that people care about? Remember, we're trying to attract the people that have common needs and beliefs as us. So social media is the most powerful way to do it. So it's video, it's audio, it's press releases, articles, photos, you name it. This is what it does. So the question is, what are we going to share? So I've got 3 different slides here, and this is the classic one. Everyone, social media is about what I ate today. Ate some mushy, frosted wheat things. Mini wheats, I believe, is what they called it. So is this blah or is this content? Blah. Okay. So another one. Had lunch at Gallo Blanco, and at the Clarendon Hotel, skimming through Auto Show, which was this past weekend. Best carne asada torta I've ever had. Blah or content? To some of you, it might be blah. This is an incredible Mexican restaurant in Phoenix, but to the owner of Gallo Blanco, that's content. And then this geek wrote something here. I think that's me. How to create a blog post with Google Voice. You can essentially take out your phone, dictate your thoughts, it'll transcribe them into text, and you get an email with it. Pretty cool, right? Content. So, William Shakespeare, he knows about content. And back in that day, to get the message out was a little bit tougher than today. So, what we decided is we're going to help companies by building content marketing engines. We're going to build a Ferrari engine, and each engine is custom. It all comes back to what content you have as a business. Or maybe you want to establish yourself as an expert in a certain niche. Social media is great. 2 years ago, nobody knew me in social media, but I decided I was going to be an expert. So what did I do? I created content, and I built a marketing engine. And it worked. So success is not that easy, but it's easy if you have a path. Planning can help you with your idea. And once you get that idea, then you're going to need to come up with a business plan and design. And as you roll through the process, you're going to start thinking, you know, I'm ready for something different. I've reached that point where I really need to get my message out further. So, you know, I love Michelle's very edgy, over-the-top message. That gets attention. So maybe you're going to start a blog post. And I know a company that started a blog, and they wrote a blog post, and nothing happened. And they're like, man, this social media stuff is terrible. It's a lot of work, and nothing's happening. I'm like, what are you doing? Did you actually think about taking, you know, maybe profiles? Maybe you're missing something. Yeah, I built profiles, and a little bit happened, but it doesn't seem to be connected. And we started thinking, well, maybe we need to connect the dots. What if we did one place of publishing and we syndicated content to all these social media processes? Okay, let's try it. And it worked. Things started happening. Single point of publishing, distributing content everywhere sounds simple. Now, what should we talk about? We ran out of content. Well, let's get some new content in place. And lo and behold, results started happening. It's not a single action. It's a series of processes to get your business rocking on the internet. And most people think that social media is that blah, blah, blah. But what we like to do is we've built a model. We've actually built this for 40 companies. And when we first started out, we had an idea, and we really weren't sure if it was right. So we started with a blog, and that's the publishing hub. So the hardest thing is, what do you have? What's your message? How are you going to deliver it? You know, Linda's one of those coaches I can relate because I'm going through that process with Steve, who's videotaping, and it's painful to figure out who you are and what you do and the positioning and what makes you different. But once you have that message, now you want to tell the world. And that's what we want to do with social media. We want to build an engine, a way to get it out to places. So a press release may run its course, it's got a catchy title, but we're going to take that same press release. In fact, I volunteered at St. Vincent de Paul last Thanksgiving, took a press release that ran its course, did a little quick research and said, let's see what's going on with Thanksgiving. What are people searching for? So we found that volunteering on Thanksgiving and free Thanksgiving meal were important. So we took that same content that was published in the Arizona Republic and online, and we just changed the title to add free Thanksgiving meals, and if you're interested in volunteering online. Next day we're #1 in Google. We get about 200 people to show up to read that and do something. Same content, we just changed the message. We're matching message. So, same thing. So press releases, articles. How do you establish yourself as an expert? You write content around it. Now, we want to get it out there. So we're going to build a syndication engine. I'm going to go through this quickly, but who thinks Twitter is a powerful business marketing tool? Do you know how to use it? There's a lot of blah there, isn't there? It's crazy. So what we like to do is single point of publishing, publish on that blog, feed that directly to Twitter. Don't even worry about Twitter now, because you got enough to worry about with your business. Let's focus on getting the message out there and simplify the marketing process. Video is incredible. Our friend Bob here, he knows about video. He knows how to get the message out. Well, if you can publish a video in one place like YouTube, would you be happy? If you knew you could publish it to 49 other places at the same time, I think I'd take the 49. So the other thing is social networks. It's like, I don't have time to do all this LinkedIn and Facebook and all that stuff. Great. Let's set up your blog so you can feed those places. And as people come and find you, they will, because it's the content that you're pushing out that's attracting the people that you want to come into your life, into your business. And then, Matt, I'm not a content writer. I don't have someone like Michelle that's going to crank out the content for me. Well, great. There are experts and geniuses out there that have already written it. So why not leverage that? Why not take that content and say, wow, this is an incredible piece on how to write a blog post without even thinking. You can just dictate into your phone. We believe in that, and actually our business recommends that, and this is what we do. So Web 2.0, which is all of this stuff, is all about that. So why are we doing it? We're doing it because we want to drive traffic, links. Ryan at Fusionsoft, I can't say anything bad about it. It's the best system. It changed our business. And we wouldn't be here today without, because this is a mess, isn't it? This is a ton of stuff. Well, we organize it through Infusionsoft. And it makes it easy. We direct traffic to the call to action landing pages. We're not just publishing content to go out here and there or videos. We're actually directing the specific message. If I'm looking for, blog marketing, it goes to the blog marketing page. If I'm looking for how to write articles, it goes to the article page. Nothing worse than going to the homepage of a website and you can't figure it out. Kind of like this. So a lot of you are saying, this sounds great, but I'm going to leave today. I heard something, but what did Matt say? I can't remember. And then, you might see something and you go, I remember. I really should be thinking about social media, but I'm still very confused, but I'm going to try it out. So I do a little bit, and I start understanding that, wow, this is the way to really, there is a piece here, and I actually have a focus. So as we refine this, we actually get results. So the real question is, how are you going to go about this? Do you want to do a do-it-yourself model? Or do you want to hire the experts? Either way, it's the same course. If you have the time, I'm a roll-up-your-sleeves person, get into the nitty-gritty, but absolutely, I love the outsource stuff too. There's a lot of experts in this room, that I would recommend leveraging. We're kind of that last frontier. We're at the peak of the mountain. Once you've kind of figured out, you got a good website, you got a good logo, things are rocking. It's, how can I get my content out? Because here's the number that just baffles me. 75% of all traffic is on social networks and not your website. So why try to bang your head against the wall trying to get traffic to your website when you can bring your message to the market? So build a foundation, promote stories, successes. It's best to have other people tell how great you are, not yourself. And from that, we can listen, monitor, engage. We'll build a community, and most importantly, we'll get results.